one case history, and I know this is a little bigger city. This is Asheville, North Carolina. Has anybody here by chance ever been to Asheville, North Carolina? A couple people, okay? Well, let me tell you about this place. Yes, it's a little bigger. It's 70,000 people. But I want to show you this one because they did a great job of selling the feeling, the perception. They're along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and the challenge is the parkway is 500 miles, not kilometers, long. And so the brand was where altitude affects attitude. Does that make you want to go there? Does it sound like it's hard to breathe there? They don't even know what mountains are. They need to go over to Alberta and British Columbia. This was their logo. Looks more like hills, doesn't it? And so they tossed all that out and they did this one. So does that look a little bit funky, a little bit artsy, a little bit out of the ordinary? If it does, then they nailed it. But here's the challenge. First of all, they could not get the police department put that on the sides of their cars. Although I thought the any way you like it would be good. Call somebody over, walk up to them and say, any way you like it, buddy. So here's the challenge in Asheville. It is home to the famous Biltmore Estate. The Biltmore Estate is the largest home in North America. You could fit 2 Walmart supercenters inside this house. It is the finest in fine culture. So how do you brand a community that has the finest in fine culture with a downtown that's known for counterculture? When you go downtown, you can smell incense coming out of the shops. They have some incredible artisans downtown Asheville, and I'll tell you, they do amazing tattoo work. When Bob Dylan did his tour a couple of years ago, he went, scanned down the list of cities, called the promoter, said, I'm not doing this tour until I see Asheville on the list. So how do you blend where fine culture meets counterculture and make it different? Well, take a look at this.
Excuse me. I've got a question about the chandelier.
Visit exploreasheville.com.
Pretty clever, huh? Now, how do they make their outdoor recreation different than your outdoor recreation? And still fit in this unscripted brand? Well, take a look at this. You can do this in Bracebridge.
Visit exploreasheville.com.
Ready to go? Yeah! I said they should put unclothed up there instead of unscripted. And this is quintessential Asheville, North Carolina. Does it make you want to go there? Yeah. It is very cool. It's a feeling. See, that's why I said about the bridge and stuff, it wasn't a feeling, it was a physical structure. You know, but that's what they do. Their ads look like that. And they have an arboretum there. Well, how do you brand an arboretum? How do you make an arboretum fit into this whole unscripted thing? How do you make an arboretum different than every other arboretum? So they sent me their e-newsletter and said, wait till you see what we're doing with our arboretum, Roger. So I got that newsletter, I scanned down it, and there I saw what the arboretum is doing. It's the only arboretum in North America where you rent segways and they give you guided tours through the arboretum. Is that cool or what? And it is so popular, it's the only arboretum in North America that's making money. And it created a small business opportunity. The arboretum gets a percentage of the sales from the rentals, and they're now doing Segway tours even in downtown Asheville. It is a cool place to go, unscripted. And it works. And so, it is the hippest place to be in all of North Carolina. And it is now the destination along that entire 500-mile Blue Ridge Parkway. National attention to the hip arts community. Nightlife is drawing people from 100 miles away. And tourism in their county, which is about 125,000 people, is $1.7 billion a year. They did all of this in 7 years. From a ho-hum downtown to this. Frommer's named one of the 12 global must-see destinations, and just a couple months ago, Fodor's named it the 21 places we're going in 2011, and Asheville was right there, and look at the competition. Not bad, huh? That is the power of a perception. So it's when you say Bracebridge, what's the perception that comes to mind? More than its logos and slogans and taglines. So here's number 4. Work to make sure your name is synonymous with your brand. So when you see these, what do you know Stratford for? Theater. You're right, Shakespeare. Okay, so Ottawa? Well, Byward Market, government. Okay, so how about Tobermory? You got it. Diving capital. Canada's scuba diving capital. That's what they go for. At least it's a niche. They found something that puts them on the map. Collingwood? The beaches, yeah, the resort destination. So let's see, Niagara Falls? The falls, now kind of casinos, So Huntsville? You're right, the home of Deerhurst Resort. So Bracebridge? I hear all different kinds. See what I mean? So I don't know. We're going to talk about that. Here's number 5. Championing the cause for product development. All brands are built on product, not marketing. So you have to have the product to back it up. I'll give you just a couple quick case issues. This is Round Rock, Texas. Yeah, population, 100,000. You know what their real claim to fame is? It's the world headquarters of Dell Computer. They're about 15 miles, 25 kilometers north of Austin. They decided to become the sports capital of Texas because they're very centrally located, and they put in a 500-acre sports park to support it. 21 baseball fields and on and on and on. And millions annually in sports tournaments. It works. I'll give you another one. This is also in Texas. Up in the very northeast corner of Texas is a little town called Jefferson, population just 2,500. It's the antique capital of Texas. And you know what? They have an antique dealer for every 20 residents in the town. And people drive 4.5 hours to go there antiquing. That's how far Dallas is away from this place. And because so many people are traveling so far and spending the night that they are now the B&B capital of Texas. See what I mean by narrowing your focus? And Jackson, Wyoming. People know it as Jackson Hole, which is actually the ski area. Population just 12,000. The home of Western living, the home of Western art. 110 galleries and Western living shops in their downtown. Remember, they're smaller than you are. And 4 million visitors a year. That's the power of narrowing your focus. And so product development never ends. And even if we go back to Asheville, they've worked very hard on creating the nightlife, the dining, those kinds of things. Look at there, as an arts community, they put these shelters downtown, and they're a mountain location. And so every morning these merchants come and they put these big boxes on the trays. And there it is. It's an arts market right downtown, right on the sidewalks. They took a big old empty building because arts is their brand, and it's all full of local artisans, and the artisans have to live within 30 miles, 50-kilometer radius. So they're local. They put in entertainers all downtown, all over the place. At first, they even paid them to do this. Now they don't have to pay them. It's all unamplified music. It's everywhere. There it is in front of a restaurant. Everywhere you go, there's music and entertainment. Now they don't have to pay them. They're just there. And it attracts what we call the creative class, the younger people. And it works. You want to play chess, you go right downtown. Even my wife got into the act out in front of the Civic Center. And they become quite the foodie destination. You remember that logo with all those colors on it? They did a wayfinding system. There it is. See how they use the colors? There's pedestrian wayfinding. Look at how much money they invested in it. Because they're an arts community, they made sure that the top of every single wayfinding sign was a little piece of art of some kind. Just to promote it. This is where they filmed Cold Mountain. On the back of every sign, they told you some statistic about the place. And there you go. And there it is, the foodie destination. By the way, culinary is big. Whoa, I don't know what does that.
That's your mic.
That's my mic?
Yep.
Oh, Okay. Oh, there it goes. So, they're quite the foodie destination. As a matter of fact, you can go there and do calorie burn itineraries. Isn't that something? Look at that. Lift for wisp, not weights. Satisfy your senses and your heart. Walk for wine. It works. And they do all these kinds. Wouldn't that be cool? You could do that in Bracebridge. And so this is Asheville. It is quite the destination. There's the Biltmore. You know, there's Segway tours downtown now. And this has all happened in 7 years. Product is important. And then number 6, here we go. Never ever use focus groups. This is what they did in Washington State. Does that make you want to go there? How many are thinking, say what? And so, it's their 6th slogan in 10 years. Focus groups are never the way to build a brand, ever. No focus groups. And then creative services usually don't get it. Cute, clever, rarely work. So they went out and spent a lot of money, $500,000 on this. Does that make you want to go there? It looks like Armageddon. The guy's not even photographing the water. You know, they're trying to copy Asheville, I guess, but you know, does that really make you want to go there? Does it make you want to log on? And does this make you want to drink Washington State wine? So they went out and they tried to sell all these ads. These are all partnering ads. They couldn't get one single buyer. $500,000 wasted. So, you know, you never do branding by public consent. I'm going to say that a couple more times. So here's Oak Harbor, also in Washington State. Oh, it's Oak Harbor, we have to have an oak tree. Oh, we have Mount Baker in the background. And oh, it's a nautical, so we have to have a boat there. And by the way, it's a Navy base, so we need to have a jet plane flying through the serene setting. And you end up with a cartoon. Can you even see it on a business card? And I said, this is ridiculous. You're a nautical community. This is their new identity. So, once again, you cannot do branding by public consent. You build your brand on feasibility, not just local sentiment. If you want to make this a public process, by the way, the town can be a facilitator. But you know, branding is about being known for something specific, right? Your elected officials, of which I've met many of you in this room, are elected to be all things to all people. Brands aren't. They can facilitate the process. They cannot make the decision. The private sector must build the brand. If you want to do it, here's the 7 phases of a public project. So here it is, branding by public consent. We start off with enthusiasm. Roger Brooks came here, we got it, we get it, we really want to be known for something in Bracebridge, and we're really enthusiastic. And then we start planning it out. What is it we're going to be known for? And then when you start to narrow your focus, all of a sudden some people don't agree and there starts to be disillusionment sets in. Then there's fear and panic. And then there's search for the guilty. And then there's punishment of the innocent. And then finally we wrap up with praise and honors for the non-participants. Sound familiar? So, branding is not a top-down exercise. So, the town can facilitate the process, but the private sector must implement it. You know, if you want to do this by public consent, this is what you typically see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look familiar? Yeah. Number 7.